So, Borderlands Game of the Year Edition released this past week, a remaster of the original Borderlands game from 2009, and it pulled a Dark Souls remastered, but worse. It's the definition of a cash grab. Since the first game, the Borderlands series has made many strides in optimizations, though not in the graphics department, leading Borderlands 2 to mechanically be about a 10 times better game than the first. Some people still like the first game better, but as far as modernization goes, Borderlands 2 makes extremely noticeable and necessary quality of life improvements, the kind that, if ever removed again in other entries, would make the game feel like a giant step backwards. Enter Borderlands Game of the Year Edition, with its unscaled loot drops and ancient inventory management snafus, and you have yourself less of a blast from the past and more of a poof. If some games explode back onto the scene, Borderlands just kind of appears without a smoke trail or sparkles or anything. But I'm burying the lead here because the main reason this remaster is currently very not good is because the servers don't work. It's been 3 days as I type this of me being unable to connect to anyone online. Not my friends, not random matches, not anything. It's a widespread issue, and it's Friday night after the game came out Tuesday, and we are heading into the weekend with no servers. Some people can connect, apparently, but a whole hell of a lot of people cannot, and pardon my French, but sacre bleu, I'ma go eat a baguette with a beret on or some shit. This is some garbage. Online not working at launch is just routine now for so many games. It's like people don't think it's that important anymore. Haven't we spent the last however many years in the online space? Where's all that experience going? Is the network landscape evolving that fast that we can't keep up? I'm not saying making multiplayer work is easy, but we've been doing it for decades. And when you commit to your game having online, you obligate yourself to follow through on that promise. There's no excuse for failure. Someone is to blame. The internet isn't some alien technology we can't figure out. If you can't get a handle on it, don't do it. Make single-player games. Gearbox has made plenty of online games. This isn't even their first time remastering an online Borderlands game. What changed? Why is this suddenly an untamable beast? The reasons ultimately don't matter, because you made a commitment to have online in your game, and that means that shit works at launch or you have failed. Nobody should let server issues at launch slide. If you give people slack, they'll fucking take it. I haven't gotten very far in the game myself because the whole reason I bought it was to do co-op, but people who have played further than me have said that it seems like there's evidence of care being put in. Easter eggs, enhanced VFX, environmental details, things they didn't have to do but did anyway. So then it's like, why that and not this? Why did you think parts of the environment needed touch-ups but not the inventory? Why did you think the VFX needed scaling but the loot system didn't? I'll go into more details. So if you're not familiar, Borderlands is a game where you get guns as loot. They have a level, just like your character has a level, and their level determines their overall power. In Borderlands 2, they implemented loot scaling, a feature that made sure that guns dropped by enemies were around your level, or theirs, whichever, the point being that when you killed a similarly leveled enemy, you were guaranteed a gun that wasn't way below your level and therefore useless. That is not so in Borderlands 1. In Borderlands 1, I, at level 10, killed a level 12 enemy, only to have his signature weapon dropped as a level 3 version of itself, aka trash. It's the same for chests. If you find guns in chests in Borderlands 1, there is no guarantee they will even come close to your level. This makes the prospect of loot all the more disheartening and frustrating, especially when it comes to farming bosses for the legendary variants of their guns. Maybe you'll get the legendary, finally, but it'll be 10 levels below you, and you'll want to slowly pull each and every one of your teeth out and shove them up the nearest person's rectal cavity. This is the same conversation we all had when Dark Souls Remastered came out, and they did a couple modernization updates, like quick selecting Estus flasks and multiple soul crunching, but left out plenty of other wanted improvements like omnidirectional rolling, free sprint while locked on, etc. I assume these people play their own games. I assume even if they didn't, they'd know via feedback which new features were the most favored, but it just doesn't happen and it boggles the mind. In the Borderlands remaster, contrary to Borderlands 2, you are unable to swap a gun on the ground with the gun in your hand when your inventory is full. In Borderlands things too, doing so will just make you drop your equipped weapon on the floor and replace it with what you just picked up, like you want to, because chances are you're holding a worse gun that you're trying to throw away, hence the action. In the Borderlands 1 remaster, you have to go into your inventory menu and manually drop a weapon first. These are the kinds of things that become annoying after repeated situations, especially when we've already had the faster, easier experience that just didn't make its way back into this game for God knows why. Gearbox updated some things in this game, but they didn't update the most important things, and they also brought a host of glitches with them. I've had audio logs cut out for no reason, and I've had UI prompts like press square to pick up stay plastered to the screen for an extra minute long after I chose not to pick the thing up. Also, enemies still spawn directly up your ass if you're standing near a spawn point when their random time comes. That's just stuff I've noticed in the first hour of play. What am I in for? The moral of the story is, if you're going to improve things in your game during the process of remastering it, don't leave out the most important things. I don't know how anyone could have missed loot scaling, or, multiplayer. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe, and become a channel member for exclusive Discord access, all that crap. You follow me on Twitter at SunburnAlbino, and like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.